great dining. Visit Sequan.com for all the details.
Community leaders are rallying together to improve immigration reform. Joining us right now from San Diegans for Commonsense Immigration Reform are Nathan Fletcher and Lorena Gonzales to talk about this. Good morning. That's a long name, but it's a very simple issue, but complex. Who wants to start with what we're doing with this program?
You know, one of the things that it just struck so many of us, folks from the business community, from labor, from law enforcement, from civil rights, from faith groups, that immigration affects us all. For very different reasons. And when people think immigration, they immediately think the border. But it's more than that. It's an economic issue. It's a public safety issue. It's a worker right issue. And so we brought together this broad and diverse coalition and said we may not agree on much, but can't we agree that a comprehensive solution is needed? And we announced that yesterday, and I think it's a pretty big deal.
Well, we're going to talk about the diversity, because it is a wide range of group, isn't it?
It is a wide range. I mean, there are people I've quite frankly never even spoken with, and but we're all together because we have a common purpose. Like we said over and over again, we're not here to hammer out the details of what's going to happen in Washington, D.C. We're here to make sure our representatives know that something needs to happen. It needs to be comprehensive. We need a path to citizenship for the 11 to 12 million undocumented workers who are here now, so that we don't have the problems in the future. We need a plan for a future flow of workers to satisfy the needs of businesses and the American worker, and make sure the American worker is put first. We need to make sure our civil rights are included in anything that moves forward, and we need to make sure that our border is a better border. You know, we want to be able to go back and forth for commerce, but we want to make sure we're safe and that we're keeping Americans safe as well. So it's broad, it's complex. We don't agree probably on every little detail, but in the end, we want to see something happen now. It's a historic opportunity we have, and we think if we get together, we push it, that maybe we can get both Democrats and Republicans in the county to vote on something.
Hence the name Commonsense in there somewhere,
yes,
right? All right.
Absolutely.
Talk about where you go from here. How does this group push its message?
Well, we started yesterday with the announcement. We've got a website, sdcommonsense.org, where we're soliciting. We've had a number of people come in and add their voice from across the spectrum, and then we're going to continue to make the case. You know, one of the examples yesterday, we announced it at Qualcomm, where I work. Qualcomm's a company that we have jobs that are open today. We hear all the talk about jobs. We have jobs open today. We don't have the workers to fill them. Now we have American educated workers who have the skills to fill them, but we force them to go overseas. We're shipping jobs overseas when they ought to be created here locally. That's the way immigration affects our business. We're going to highlight that. Faith groups are going to highlight that. Labor groups, we're all going to highlight the different ways that immigration reform affects us all to really make the case and put pressure on Congress to pass it. Our country has plenty of challenges. Let's get this one out of the way.
And something else I heard yesterday, we've been talking about this for years. Let's get a solution this year. Do you really think that's possible?
Well, we think it has to happen this year. It may not happen at all. And when we look at our economy and how we're affected, we can't continue to let wages be driven down by the fact that there's a whole underclass of folks who are here, who are working, who are doing things that we all know they're doing, right? They're cleaning our buildings, they're building our houses, they're taking care of our children. And yet, because they can be exploited by, a few employers, they're bringing down the wages of all the American workers. We need to change that. We need to provide a path to come out of the shadows that'll help all of us, and at the same time fix some of the other problems in the immigration system that has held up our ability to recover, really, our economy to recover. So it's an important time.
All right, we got to go, but the website where people can get more information.
sdcommonsense.org.
All right, Nathan Fletcher, Lorena Gonzales, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Still to come on Good Morning San Diego, we're going to tell you where a heap of Taylor Swift fan mail was found unopened. That's a big story, you know. Plus, details on the campaign to bring hit TV series Veronica Mars to the big screen. We're right back with some entertainment when we return.
Whether you're looking for a fun-to-drive crossover or the fascinating 2013